Hi, and welcome to another session. Let's talk Power BI, or let's talk about Power BI. So today our topic will be Power BI visuals. So some visual tips and tricks. Maybe you know already some of them. So I put it in a list, and let me share my screen. So here are my 5 tips and tricks for today. And let's start with the first one. So this will be the predefine the backgrounds in PowerPoint and load them as backgrounds. So otherwise, every element you created as background in your Power BI report is a separate element, which has to be maintained and managed, right? That means, for example, if I put a line or whatever here, and the background will be more than one line, I'm sure. So maybe you put also a rectangle or yeah, whatever you put in the background is a separate element. That's why normally, if I have the trainings, I teach my students that they can go to the visualization pane here. I see it's in German, so my last, I'm sorry, my last training was in German, so that's why my desktop is also in German, but you will find it. So in the visualization pane, under the format my visual, you will find the canvas background, and there you can search for images. So let's take one from my pictures here, and I will take this one. And important thing, you have to set the transparency to 0, otherwise you won't see anything. And then you have to fit it into the background. So otherwise, yeah, fit it into the background. Otherwise, if you use another device, it can be that the background changes, and maybe you have there some areas defined for your visuals, and then it's not on the right position anymore. So that's very important. And you see here, because I have a background in my text box, you can't see the image in the background. So yeah, of course you have to um, turn down the background or disable the background in your elements, so in your visuals, so that you can also see the background. And this you can do under effects, and there's a button for the background. And then you see here now my background for my text box is gone, and I see only my my text, which is not good because you can't read it anymore. Let me turn it into white. Maybe no, it's not better. But I know what is the next point here, so no worries. The next one is if it comes to Power BI and you want to distribute, for example, templates. I would recommend to use a Power BI template because it's very easy. So you can define, for example, on one page, you can put a small style guide on it and define, for example, the colors, which are already hopefully in your JSON file, which you will upload later. I will show you how. And there are also defined things like you can put your filters on the left side or on the right side. Our navigation is above all the visuals or whatever. So you can define things in the Power BI template for your users to make it easier to go into the Power BI topic and to create reports. Also, you can make it you can make it easy. Let me think. Make it even easier with a Power BI data source file. So, for example, now I have here in my data, I have I guess it's the Adventure Works database. And if I want to create a data source image out of it, so everyone who open it can directly connect to the data source, is also possible if you go on transform on data source settings, and then there's a point which called Power BI DS export. And if you export it and you open it, it will connect directly to the data source. So if you have, for example, regular data sources your users should use, then you can, for example, use this PBIDS file. Also, you can combine it with Power BI templates. So yeah, so use it. It's very, very useful. And also include the JSON theme. As I mentioned before, there's a part in the views here above, and you can search for designs, or you can change your current design. So if you go on current design, change current design, you can here choose your colors. But it's even easier if you have the Power BI theme generator from Power BI Tips, which is really cool. And you see here, it's really simple address. So it's the themes Power BI .tips. And in this one, you can define the regular things, for example, the global properties, go to the accent bar, set colors, and you can even use your own colors, your CI colors. And in the end, it will create a JSON theme. I wrote a blog post some times ago where I put in a complete JSON file, which you can download, and you can also change it there if you want, or you can easily see what you can do here. And there's also a point here which you can create your custom icons, which means if you have icons in your company and you want to use it in your conditional formatting, for example, then you can go on my script here, copy and paste the part with the customized icons. And then you see here I have some Star Wars icons in my table, and then you can use it. Okay, big topic, JSON files, backgrounds. And the next one, use Power BI core visuals if you use the current Power BI desktop. Very important, if you are using the Power BI desktop November 2023, then use the Power BI core visuals. Most of the times you don't need the customized visuals. Now maybe you will say, but what if I want to create lipstick or whatever? There are so many possibilities to create it. I have here on my own some demo files where you can see, for example, we have here line chart variances. We can create cards with targets and line charts in it. We can also create bullet charts with the error bars, which is really cool. So you can define areas here, which, for example, in this case here, it's green. It means that we have this much more money this year, or we didn't reach the goal here. And you can also create out of tables these good-looking chart on the bottom. So there are a lot of possibilities you can do here. So also these ones, and this is not the new. It's a new. It's the advanced card. So in this case, I not use the reference labels because they are very new, and because before the reference labels you could use, for example, the subtitle, the title, and you can format them dynamically, which is really, really cool. Look at my YouTube videos recently. There are some small 1 to 2 minute videos where I describe how to create those cards, for example. And so this was another tip from me. And then we have small tips. For example, if you want to create a slicer, everyone knows the slicers, right? So let me grab it, which is another trick, by the way. If you want to drag a visual from one side to another, you can simply click on the 3 dots on the side. Not click once, because then it opens the menu, but if you click and hold and drag it around, it's much easier to drag it around than to try to reach the border here and then to drag it. So now I will fill in my date. So let's put in, so now we have this between slicer. Maybe you already know this trick. Under general, you can find the settings and the advanced settings, and then you can change it from dynamically to not dynamically, and then the slicer will also change the look here. Okay, and the last one from these 3, let me change the color maybe also, so everyone can see in the end what we talked about. So, and let me disable the background so everyone can see canvas background, and then you can simply delete the image from the background. And what else do we have? The developer view in Pages. This means if you can do a right click on the desktop layout, no, on the arrows here, and if you right click on it, you see every page here, which is really cool, I guess. Maybe you also know this already, but I like this because you can directly jump to the page you want to. And yeah, it's really cool. And the last one, let me see. You can also ask questions, right? So if you have, for example, some questions about some visualization and how to change them, please write your question in the chat. And the last one, some ground rules for Power BI reports. So yeah, don't use too or does not use too many colors. Focus on the main KPIs. And your report is no candy shop. I heard it a lot from customers in the end. I finished the report and you can totally see my focus in the report on the KPIs, but it's not colorful enough. And the customer always asked, could you make it a bit more colorful? And I said, no, we are not the candy shop. This is a report and you have to focus on the main KPIs. For example, if you have a bar chart with 10 colors and a line above, what is the focus here? So is this the colorful bars, or is the line, or what is the answer to the question in this visual, right? So it's important to think about. And then use the 3-layer principle, or the Netflix principle. Maybe you know it already. So we start normally with an entry page or an overview page in which you define, for example, different areas or products or whatever. And then you can click on the product and then you get a high-level overview about the product or the department. So some main figures here with some year over year or month over month or whatever. And then you click on the style, and then you go deeper, and then you go to the table view, and there you can see a very detailed view, and you can jump right into it and have a deep dive in your analytics. And this is I guess it's a good idea not to throw the data into the face of your users, because it's better to have a guideline where the user can go through and have a storyline behind. Okay, do we have some questions? Yes, we have. Let me show you. Is there any simple and effective way to create Power BI core visuals? Okay, the core visuals, if it comes to the understanding, the core visual is normally the 36 or 40, I'm not sure how many we have already, but or currently, these are the core visuals. So to the slicer, hierarchy slicer, this not to this one. So I have here also a company custom visuals, which mean you can add in your Power BI tenant some visuals which your whole company can use, and it will appear in every Power BI desktop in your company. For example, we also use Zebra BI visuals because they are very good for financial numbers, and these are the Power BI core visuals. So if it comes to creation of other visuals, maybe you want to create your own visuals, then it's not a Power BI core visual anymore, then it is a custom visual. And a custom visual you can create, for example, with Denip. This is a really cool tool to create visuals. Or you can also use Charticulator, which is a bit more complex. So I would rather do the Denip thing, because there's a big community behind it, and there are many templates for it. And as I said, the Power BI core visuals have so many potential because if you go in the background or in the formatting area of every single visual, you have so many possibilities to create. So you have the possibility to change things dynamically with DAX in every. I can show you. So for example, if we go to my advanced card here, and if I go to my format area here, every single option you have an fx. For example, do we have here some fx? Yes, here, for example, you can create it dynamically. So you choose the field value, and then you can create simply a measure which can format, for example, this decimal places. So yeah, try. It's very funny to see what you can do with the core visuals. Hopefully this answers the question. And the last thing I have here in my some ground rules for report is use the right visual. When it comes to, for example, you will compare, or you want to compare things. Use a bar chart or the column chart. They are perfectly for this. Or yeah, there are some discussions about the pie chart and the donut chart, because our eye is not our eye can't reach angles really good, and then that's a problem. That's why we normally use the bar or the column charts, because we can read it a bit faster. And the thing about reports is you want to save time, save money, and that's why we need to read it fast. And the better the report, the faster you can read it. So yeah, that's it. So 17 minutes this time. I hope I could help, and maybe we see us next time. Next week, I guess we have a special, the Christmas special, before I will go on holiday. And yeah, till then, I wish you a good week, and we see us. Bye bye.